A kind waitress paid for an old man's. Coffee never. Knowing he was a billionaire. Looking for something money couldn't buy. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of small moments to change lives, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Voice. Also, tell us in the comments where in the world are you watching from. Every morning at exactly 7:15, Emma tied her apron and took her place behind the counter of a small, slightly worn cafe on the corner of Maple Street. A place where the smell of coffee was stronger than hope, but still warm, enough to keep people coming back. And one cold Tuesday, an old man walked in wearing a faded coat, his hands shaking slightly as he searched his pockets, while ordering the cheapest coffee on the menu, and Emma noticed the embarrassment in his eyes when he realized he was a few coins short. So before he could apologize or turn away, she smiled gently and said, "Don't worry, sir, it's on me today," sliding the cup toward him as if it were the most normal thing in the world. And the old man looked up at her, surprised, his eyes moist with something deeper than gratitude, and whispered a quiet thank you before taking a seat by the window. And Emma didn't think much of it because kindness had become a habit for her. After years of watching people struggle, after losing her parents young and working double shifts just to survive, believing that small acts mattered even when life was unfair. And every morning after that, the old man returned, always ordering the same coffee, always sitting by the window, and Emma would sometimes bring him a cookie or refill his cup without being asked, never once questioning why he wore old clothes or why his shoes were worn thin. And they talked about simple things like the weather, books, and how the world seemed louder than it used to be. And one day he asked her why she was always so kind, and she shrugged and said, "Because one day I might need it too," which made him smile in a way that suggested he was remembering something long forgotten. And then one morning, he didn't show up and days passed, and Emma found herself glancing at the door, oddly worried until a week later. A black luxury car stopped outside the cafe, drawing everyone's attention, and a well-dressed man walked in asking for Emma by name, handing her an envelope and explaining that the old man was in the hospital and wanted to see her. And confused but concerned, Emma went, only to find the same old man lying in a private hospital room, surrounded by flowers and machines, looking nothing like a poor stranger now, and he smiled when he saw her and told her the truth, that he was a billionaire who had lost his family years ago and spent his life surrounded by people who wanted his money but never his presence. So he dressed simply and visited cafes, searching for genuine kindness without price tags. And Emma's small gesture had reminded him that goodness still existed. And he thanked her for treating him like a human, not a wallet, and before she left, he handed her documents that paid off her debts, funded her education, and gave her ownership of the cafe she worked in. But he said the greatest gift wasn't the money. It was knowing that kindness could still change someone's world. And Emma walked out in tears, understanding that her single cup of coffee had come back as a lifetime of hope. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Kindness Voice, for more heart-touching stories that remind us kindness always comes back.